Am I the asshole for refusing to do anything around the house because my wife insisted on staying home with our child?
Why are we in the world that we value what anybody has to say?
7 months ago, we had our first child. My wife was supposed to go back to work 2 months ago. She took the maximum maternity leave her company allows, which is 6 months, which she started 1 month before labor. When it was time to resume work, my wife told me that she would feel guilt and sadness if we put our child in daycare.
I'm different, man. I don't care about opinions, you know. I mean, family, friends, whatever. I don't care about them. You know what I'm saying? Call me an asshole, I'm gonna be the greatest asshole.
Last marriage, but I think I kind of got it right now.
My wife as an individual, myself as an individual. That way we
I ain't gonna even lie to you. Been together 20-some years and still learning each other. Yeah, we see y'all. We know y'all watching. Man, y'all know what it is already. This the relapse. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. Stop playing with us, man. Join. Help us out. Y'all know y'all helping us out here in that like, share, subscribe button. Help us get, followers. My big bro, we be talking about them algorithms and all that. Y'all know what that is. I don't know. That go over my head. I just like running my mouth, as y'all already know. But here we are. Another week with another one. Want y'all to hear my mouth. Want y'all to hear my brother's mouth about our opinions. Like everybody else, they got one. Y'all know that I was saying, but I ain't going there today. This the relapse. Welcome.
So what's good? What's good, Fit? Talk to us, man.
I had a great week at work this week, and just doing my normal strolling. I came across a podcast. It's called I'm Bad. No Levels. What is it again? We got the Comfort Level Podcast is what it's called, and it caught my attention. I love the setup they got going on. You know what I'm saying? I shout them out, by the way. But they getting people to write in and ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Some things concern me, as I keep telling y'all, I'm trying to learn, man. I constantly want to learn about life, people, and all. So with y'all, like every week, I come and I ask y'all opinion because I know I can trust y'all. I know y'all not gonna try to lead me down the wrong path, and y'all are a good sounding board because y'all have life history. Y'all past, y'all done been through some real things, So the video I sent y'all, what's bothering me is because you don't know too many people's background or what they're going through. You don't know if they have a family. They've actually been in these situations that you're asking their opinion about. But I love the setup, love that they're doing their thing, but why are we in the world that we value what anybody has to say? It's just a question I got for y'all towards the end or whenever we want to answer that. But why are we there? When did that happen? Because like y'all say, especially you, Mr. No Filter, you already said your order of operation. You already said what means everything to you. And most people, even you, Sackcloth, we go to worrying about, I'm a person that used to worry about what everybody said and it hurt me, valuing everybody's opinion because you're going to never please everybody. Mm-hmm. We learned that. We already learned that. And y'all stress that on every show. Y'all, you cannot please everybody. But why are we in the world now? Well, we're valuing everybody's opinions, and at the end of the day, it's done. They're telling us to still please everybody.
What was the last part?
To please everybody.
Okay.
Because we're valuing too many people's opinion.
Correct.
I agree.
You want to play the clip so they can get an understanding and see the show.
For refusing to do anything around the house because my wife insisted on staying home with our child. This one feels like a trap. Does it feel like a trap to you guys?
I'm not saying anything. I'm not involved in it.
I, 28 male, have been with my wife, 27 female, for 4 years, married for 1. I'm an electrician and she's an accountant. I make about $60,000 a year and she makes about $55K. 7 months ago, we had our first child. My wife was supposed to go back to work 2 months ago. She took the maximum maternity leave her company allows, which is 6 months, which she started 1 month before labor. When it was time to resume work, my wife told me that she would feel guilt and sadness if we put our child in daycare. Therefore, she wants to stay home with him. I suggested therapy, but she's very persistent and says nothing a therapist will say will change her feelings. At this point, it seemed like I had no choice, so I started calculating how much I would have to work to compensate her income. I usually work 45 hours a week, 9 to 5, and without her income, it would have to be at least 65 to 70. 10 hours a day, every day of the week. I told my wife how grueling it would be, and she tried convincing me by saying I must sacrifice for our child, and she would do all the childcare and housework, and I wouldn't have to do anything around the house. Even without any housework, it's still very extreme, but I reluctantly agreed because I felt like I had no choice. So it happened. My wife resigned from her job, company policy, if you don't come back, you get replaced. And I picked up the extra hours. My day starts by going to the gym at 5 a.m. It's the only thing keeping me sane. And then I would work from 7 to 5 and get home at 5:30, absolutely spent, and I would just take a shower and rest. During the first month or so, my wife kept her word and took care of the housework, but then she started expecting me to help her around the house, and I would remind her of our agreement and she would look annoyed, but move on and do it herself. 2 days ago, she told me that she's tired and wants me to make dinner, and I flat out refused, and I told her she's breaking her promise, and made it very clear that she shouldn't expect anything from me when it comes to housework. She looked furious, but she got up and made dinner, and since then, she's been giving me the silent treatment. I'm full of anger and resentment right now. At first, she got me taking 25 more hours a week, and now she's breaking her promise and trying to manipulate me by giving me the silent treatment. I'm losing my mind.
But yeah, so the question was, why do we value so many people's opinions?
Yeah.
Right. All right. For me, I could say, back in the day, and I kind of outgrew that, but what did end up happening, what I didn't let go, or what started, I don't know if I didn't let it go or I started something else. I started overvaluing loved ones' opinions. You feel what I'm saying? Loved ones' opinions. And then sometimes I feel like at that point you gotta kind of monitor that. You feel what I'm saying? How much even like family members and shit like that, what their opinions mean. You know what I mean? Like you have to kind of monitor that too, because that can kind of get you in the space of that you don't want to be in. But why did it happen? I don't know. I don't know if it's just human nature. It's something that we all got to go through. You know what I mean? That we all got to figure out. I don't know why that happens. I think like it's a lot of it is the self-doubt that you have. You know what I mean? In yourself, you try to get other people's opinions, and typically sometimes validate yours. You try to, you try to get confirmation through other people's opinions to validate yours, because you're not sure and confident in what you thinking. That's what I think that is.
Mr. No Filter seem like he agreeing with you. But what's on your mind, bro? How you?
No, I don't mean, I'm different, bro. I keep saying that. I probably need to change my name to Mr. Different. So
Yeah.
I'm different, man. I don't care about opinions, I mean, family, friends, whatever. I don't care about them. You know what I'm saying? Call me an asshole, I'm gonna be the greatest asshole.
Yeah.
That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna try to do anything to change it, appease your feelings and all that. And nah, I'm just gonna be me.
How as a a person, a man, how do you, because the word everybody throwing around is boundary. I don't know if it's boundary or
Hold on, real quick,
what
real quick,
helped you?
real quick. Hold on, real quick. Filter, why do you think people get unlike yourself? Why do you think people end up in that situation, or valuing or looking for the opinions of other people's opinions playing a big role in their lives?
Why do I think so?
Why do you think? Or just not? I'm sure there's plenty of reasons, but what's a reason you think people end up in that that circumstance, that, you know what I mean? Like, why do you think people, you feel what I'm saying? Why do you think people, like, for you, you know why you don't. You feel, why do you think people do? Why do they think people's opinions play a big role in them, to their thoughts?
Some people value that. I mean, they value that, and they try to, you know what I'm saying, please everyone. I'm not a pleaser. You know what I'm saying? I live my life the way I live my life. So I'm not here on earth to please everyone. Like, I mean, you know, I tell my wife certain things. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it. It might hurt your feelings. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say it the way I need to say it. She might want me to say it another way, but I'm gonna say it the way I need to say it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit here because you got feelings that try to spare your feelings.
Yeah.
So I'm not that pleaser. That's what most people, you know, get confused of. They try to please everyone, and it makes you unhappy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, this is my opinion. I think you try to please everyone, and you eventually are an unhappy person.
Yeah. Go ahead. My bad for cutting you
Nah,
off.
you do that, because what I was leading into that though is because most people, I feel like most people not necessarily need to be like you, but need to find themselves, right? So when growing up and, you know, figuring out who you wanted to be after you identified that, how did you establish these boundaries and these
because I established it, you never gonna please anyone. You know what I'm saying? You might do what they actually do, but then they're gonna actually do something else.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of even trying to attempt to do that? Because you never go get to that 100% please.
It's impossible.
Never.
It's impossible.
With nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody, buddy.
Mama, daddy, nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody.
You'll tell you go out there and mow the grass a certain way. You watching mow the grass a certain way. You go out there and do it. He wants you to do it. He gonna tell you should have did it this way. After you don't did it the way he showed. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you never gonna get you never gonna get that full. What's the right word?
Yeah.
Full
fulfillment.
Fulfillment.
Yeah.
There we go. You never gonna get that.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
So that's why I developed my attitude about things. I'm like, okay, whatever. I wait for it. You know what I'm saying? After I do it, I wait for it.
Yeah.
Well, we should have. We could have. No, shut up.
Okay, what's up? Shut up. Hey. Oh, we lost them. Nah, but I agree with what you said, bro. Like, that's why I said, I think we was kind of saying the same thing. People look for validation, and it's like I said, it's usually saying they look for validation in something they're not sure about within themselves. You know what I mean?
They gotta be secure in themselves, man. You know, a lot of people that's insecure. That's the problem.
Yeah. And you could be insecure in yourself, or you could be insecure of whatever the topic is at that point in time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but like you said, at the end of the day, you can't. It's impossible to please. You know what I mean? Even when you trying, you feel like you could rip your damn hair out trying. You feel you're never gonna be able to fully please people. You know what I'm saying? It's on you.
But
hold on, real quick. Let me turn the question on you, bro. Why do you think people get into that situation?
So for me personally, I firmly believe everything is a learned behavior, depending on your upbringing, right? Again, I can look at guys and tell them who had, you know, to me, I gotta take that back. I just thought about it. I gotta take that back. My statement is gonna be, I could tell a guy that's been raised by men, right? had more men in their lives in their upbringing. But a couple guys that I done said that to, they say, nah, my mama raised me. And they didn't want to admit to having, them football coaches around them more. I ain't saying if you just going home with your mama every night, because your mama a single parent, but having a group of guys that you're around, that you really look up to, that you allow to be the most important, people in your lives, who you respect the most. Most guys that you could tell those guys, because they talk different, walk different, like Mr. No Filter, they act totally different than a guy like myself. Like I have mostly women in my life. My mama wouldn't let me go out and play little league football. You know what I'm saying? You going to school, you coming in the house. So most around me, my sisters and my mama, for example. So there's a difference in really when women raise men and when men raise men. That pleasing mentality is, because mama, like he said, I need you to go do this. Then I need you to go do this. Then I need you to go do this. You did this all right. You get a little pat on the back, you know what I'm saying? But then I still need you to do so much more. So as a child, you trying to make people happy. You learn how to make people happy. If you do this or get the grades or whatever, you get your little reward, and then the reward end up being more. You end up, that's in the mentality of trying to please, and then to please to get more out of the deal in some instances. You know what I'm saying? Well, with most men I've seen, bro, you gotta do this because this is a way of life. You gotta work. You gotta work to eat. It ain't no reward coming after. When the men teach you, if you don't go work, you ain't gonna make no money. You ain't gonna better take care of your family. You ain't nobody finna pat you on the back. You gotta go out there and get it. So there was really no pleasing mentality when I dealt with men in situations. You either gonna do it or you gonna suffer type issue. But it's like when the interaction was with females, I don't know why. And in some young brains, it clicked like that. And even with most people, you want to take care of mama, dad, sister, brother, and you want to please them in everything you're doing, and you're thinking about them, and you're not thinking about yourself. And really, yes, we do owe them something, but at the end of the day, you dying by yourself. But that's not how we talk. We end up, yes, family is important. Family is very important, but you got to live every day to take care of yourself and learn yourself and live for yourself. And then the rewards from that is being able to help and provide for others. But we really not taught that way.
Yeah. I don't gotta say, like, I don't got some silly ass advice from some dudes too. Like, that just didn't work for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So but I know what you're saying. Like,
I'm just think about it now though. What's their background? Is it mostly females in their lives, or is it mostly?
Yeah, but see, that's where the problem come in, because like, you don't know people's backgrounds, you don't know people's history, and that could be so like, and that don't have to be just females and men. It could be their worldview on something. You feel what I mean? Like,
that's what I was gonna say. It don't have to necessarily be they was raised by a woman or had more men in their life. They just dumbasses.
Yeah, too. Well, when I'm gonna clean that up. When I say that, it's really I be really mostly meaning logic and feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, you led with Mr. No Filter, and a lot of men have a bunch of feelings too, and we do. Yeah,
I got feelings.
Right. But some are too. What's the word the kids and all of them use? Tender. Some people too tender, and some people logic. You got feelings, but with logic, and you go think about the bigger picture versus just being extra sensitive. So,
yeah, that's the word. Like, I got some friends, we in a group, and they call me sensitive about certain things, but it ain't sensitive. I don't cross certain lines. You know what I'm saying? Even as a friend, I still think you shouldn't cross certain lines. Yeah. So when the lines are crossed, I back up. Instead of reacting or, losing a friend, I'd rather back up. You know what I'm saying? And not say nothing. Then when then we do talk. Then when I tell you about it, then you send it. Nah, bro, it's just I don't do that type shit.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna involve wives and girlfriends and talk about this and that. We joking. No, I don't joke like that, bro. So
Yeah.
that's what people gotta understand, man. And then I'm getting older. My patience is shorter, so. So things are different. There's things that little no filter did, big no filter don't do no more.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. You don't even think the same. You feel me about things. You don't process shit the same. But yeah.
I know. I think I got to understand what you mean with certain lines you don't cross. But there is with a group of men. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I want to be able to have open conversation. That's really if I know I can trust you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know you said you use the example of you don't bring the wives in certain and your girlfriends or whatever in certain situations. And then you can't talk to everybody about your wife and your girl.
That's off limits to me. I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
Rest of them, that's fair game.
Only thing I want to say that though, if like OG to OG, like I look at you as the OG of the group. You know what I'm saying? If there's a situation I'm going through, yeah, I would like to be able to have a big bro to come to and talk about certain things. You know what I'm saying? I get that you don't personally want to talk about, you're not going to bring certain situations up, but younger guys, they need that outlet. So, you know what I'm saying, to get that advice or that opinion, if I want to bring a private situation to somebody to get a better perspective or to know if I'm in the wrong, you know what I'm saying? How do you feel about stuff like that though? If I'm asking your opinion on the situation.
If you ask my opinion, I'm gonna give you my opinion. Go ahead, you know what I'm saying, expect that I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear versus what you want to hear.
Right.
So go ahead and prepare yourself for that.
Right. But it's just your personal life. You ain't letting nobody privy to you and your wife or situation like that.
Yeah.
And they don't understand. Certain people don't understand that. You don't play about that at all, which we already know.
Bro, change the subject, man. Don't even bring. I give hints like, bro, change the subject, man.
Yeah.
Don't even bring that in there. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about something else.
Yeah. Yeah. So
now you want to talk about old stuff that we, you know what I'm saying, used to cut up back in the day, and that's fair game.
Okay.
but something that I'm married to and dealing with now.
Yeah. I don't need you in the room. You can't even be a fly on the wall.
I don't even want you to put that thought in your head. That's okay. So.
Okay. Yeah. But man, being able to teach and get taught, be taught, teach and learn, I'm loving it. But it's like you can't respect the right people, and I'm gonna say it a million times because it seems like you kind of the model. In a sense of kind of how guys need to be, because you now knowing a little bit about your personal life, both of y'all really knowing about y'all personal lives and stuff like that, y'all both successful in your own right, and it's because y'all move how y'all move, and then y'all do have boundaries. I just can't. It used to be days in the past that I know personally I couldn't just get to Mr. Sackcloth, you know what I'm saying, without having to go through your wife or y'all being together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't just easy to access. And again, like I said in the first few podcasts, Mr. No Filter, you ain't talk to nobody. You move how you move. You go to you pull it up playing that jam pony.
Y'all don't know about jam pony was his body in the bed. Before we paid, what they doing to portray my team?
I plan whatever you needed to get your mind right to get the day started. You got out the truck 5 minutes till. I guess you knew exactly how much time it was gonna take you to get to the clock and clock in on time. At the end of the day, same routine. And it's like, y'all, you got to learn yourself is what I'm learning. Really, every podcast and from watching even other people's stuff, people need to learn themselves, and then you need to figure out your boundaries. Like, y'all know y'all triggers, and y'all know what boundaries y'all have to put up to keep people from, to keep
I-
y'all from going. I don't know what the proper word I can't use, but insane. I'm saying insane. Snapping on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So,
But bro, like I say, I'm gonna say this, you, bro, you know, you always give us, you know, kudos and shit, but I'm gonna give you your kudos too, because nigga, look where you at. You're doing very well for yourself and your family. So that, I mean, it's a testament. Like, so as much kudos you give us, and I appreciate that. But you have that too. I think, and you say you know, we know ourselves. You do. I think you know yourself too. The part is, I think it's more so accepting yourself. You know who you are. You know your triggers. You know it's about accepting that shit, and then setting the going, moving forward, and setting the structure, aka the boundaries. And that's something like I've had to learn. You know what I mean? Because and be real, like say, because we all change. I'm not the same person. Like Fitz say, I'm not the same person I was back in the day. I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago in my fucking 30s. I'm relearning myself. You feel what I'm saying? And it feels like for the first time, but it's not. It's just relearning myself on who I am today and being comfortable with that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And being and because at the end of the day, only person that's gonna back you up and who opinions matter should be what we say, God and yours. I'm a person who believe God is, I am God, God is in me and all that. So mine at the end of the day, because like say my wife, her opinion means something to me. You feel me? But at the end of the overall day, it's where I am. You feel what I'm saying? Her opinion is valued. Let me say that. Her opinion is valued. It holds weight, but not to the point where it's the end all be all for me. Like, you know what I mean? Okay, let's say it's something she disagree with, and I'm standing firm on, and I'm sure it should be the other way, the opposite way too. And I'm gonna get some pushback from certain, you know, people also by saying that, because, you know, they say, you know, she's supposed to listen. I don't fuck that, because if she mentally ain't good, you feel me, with herself, we mentally ain't good. If I mentally ain't good with myself, we mentally ain't good. And no matter how much we try, so you got to stand on what they say, stand 10 toes down on who you are. And people change through time. It is what it is. We don't pick this shit. You feel me? We don't choose when we gonna change and what's gonna make us change. Life just ruthless sometimes, bro. And it's just rolling with that shit.
Yeah.
Because
you can't be afraid to hurt feelings.
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of noticed that about you. You kind of be on that reserve, and you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, man. You got hurt feelings sometimes, bro. Like for real. Hell, they hurt your feelings, so give it back to them.
Yeah.
And a lot of times what he's saying, they hurt your feelings. A lot of times, some shit they ain't trying to. It's just your feeling. You got feelings and they get hurt. Yeah. And you just like, you ain't trying to always hurt people's feelings, but realizing that you're going to do that regardless if you trying or don't, trying or not trying. Exactly. That's just part of fucking life. So it's more reason to just stand 10 toes down on who the fuck you are. Yeah. And be true to yourself. I had to learn that, bro. That was a hard one for me. It goes back to the last episode we were talking about, you know what I mean? Like, you know, putting people before yourself or God. You feel what I'm saying? It goes right back to that. Because you try to keep the peace.
You got to say it the way you need to say it. And that's sometimes gonna hurt somebody's feelings. Yeah. So that's why I be looked at as the asshole. That's why I call myself the asshole, because I'm gonna say it the way I feel like saying it, and if I feel like it needs to be said. So you better understand me that I'm serious about this shit.
Yeah. Because when you're trying to be nice and sugarcoat it a little bit, think they're gonna get it. They don't get it.
When you use the proper English, that shit just whoop whoop. Yeah. But you put a cuss word in there, that shit gonna stop. Whoop. Oh,
bruh, I swear, every time.
Especially with kids.
You get all the attention. You get all the attention, and they start paying you attention, and they hear you the first time.
Hey, sit down. Man, sit the fuck down somewhere.
Sit down. Go sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Yeah.
Oh, I got your attention now. Okay.
But then after that, to me, in my opinion, the biggest part is your actions.
Yeah.
On how you move. You could sit here and do a lot of this, but your actions on how you stand 10 toes down on what the fuck you just said.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? That's what, because people, we hear a lot of shit. People say a lot of shit, you know what I mean? Then turn around, said a lot of shit, turn around and did the opposite. You feel me? And really, my heart was really in what I said, but through these other circumstances, opinions of others, and heart of considering, but what happens is you get to a certain, what happens is something happens, and you get to it. It's like a switch. You're just like, you know what? Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times that's why I did a video said sometimes your silence is golden, bro. Like what I mean by that, it don't require, because my time a 10 person already, you could do all this talking and they ain't heard a motherfucking thing that you said, or they already have their own narrative of what you're saying. You feel me? They already in their mind, they hearing what they want to hear. So you can tend to just be wasting your damn breath. Though.
That's why I said earlier when I said with my partner group, I'm like, I just back up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say nothing.
I caught it. Yeah, real talk.
I might not even say good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Like most times we'll say good morning to each other. It's like 6 of us in the group. They say good morning. Everybody say good morning. It might be I might not even say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But they can see that I read the text. All the text that them came through. I done read everything. Don't laugh. Don't kiki ha ha ha. But I ain't said a word.
Yeah.
Then I get a call from one of them. Man, you all right? Yeah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you this. Because some friends you outgrow. And some of them, you know what I'm saying, they don't have they act like that fake love. That know it's fake.
Smile in your face.
You just tolerate it because you waiting on the devil horn to come up and show.
Yeah.
And they show. I expose it, man. But it's all good.
Yeah.
As long as we ain't nobody putting hands on each other, we good.
Yep. Moving on.
Yeah.
We can coexist. You know what I'm saying? It ain't it's levels to how much we coexist, but we can coexist.
Yeah. But tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. I don't need you to stab me in the back and none of that, man.
You already know the ones that stab. Even with family, bro, you already know the ones that will stab you in the back.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You still cordial with them. You still tolerate them and just keep it moving.
And keep it moving.
But you watching them and you feed them with a long handle spoon.
Mm-hmm.
But you got your eyes in the back of your head. You still watching them, even though your head turned this way. You still watching them back here.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Hey, this week, man, interesting, man. But it's another relapse for y'all. Y'all see my big bros, man. The OGs, they come with that wisdom. They helping your boy learn week after week, man. You find y'all somebody that y'all can trust, that y'all can talk to, even if y'all start a podcast. And get on there and look like some fools first couple of weeks, because y'all know my grandma and all that. But hey, getting better week after week. We getting better week after week. My perspective on how life is going and what I'm seeing, though, I really want y'all to find somebody that has been through some things. Like I got these 2 great young men to help me through life and coach me through certain situations, man. Find y'all somebody. Don't just take to apps and the internet with all y'all problems. Like bruh said, Mr. No Filter, he said certain things you can't talk about, certain things you need to pull your partner to the side and have them conversations about things like that. Don't just put all your business online and trust everybody that you come in contact with. Again, we need y'all like, share, subscribe, join in. We want y'all comments too, man. How y'all feel about the podcast? Talk to us. Fellas, we out.
Yeah. Hey, trust yourselves too. Trust yourselves, nigga. Yeah. Trust yourselves. Shit.
Yeah.
And Peace.
Peace.